Hello. Okay. Should work now. Today is? No, it is 4th of November, 10:03 a.m. Um I do this a lot but want to talk about AI again in the my god, my voice. In the context of art. So I just watched a video called AI Lo-Fi Music is Ruining YouTube. Um, it was a little timely, I guess, for me to see this video because recently I've been into like the cyberpunk aesthetic again, tech stuff, and on Instagram I wanted to look up cyberpunk arts. And I came across a few really cool ones, but they were all AI generated. And at least for the general stance I have, and I've had when I talk about AI art, is I'm pro AI because I find it as just another medium. Um, and I think another part of why I'm pro AI is because in the future, when I want to start really producing film, um, it's gonna cut cost. You know, I think there's nothing wrong with uh well, okay, my whole today the thing I'm talking about is it really nothing wrong? Um, Now the whole point is I am pro AI, but when I was searching for art and on Instagram I saw it was AI made. Um, there was part of me that was like, I'd rather find an art account. I'd rather find an art account that was made by, you know, an artist that didn't use AI, basically. And then again, you know, and then well, okay, and then the question here is, why do I feel that? Um, I think there's usually two reasons to resent AI, which they're both kind of, similar. But I think the reason why there was a resentment there for me is because it feels disingenuous that there was no effort put into art, um, into producing that, you know. And also, I guess it's also disingenuous because the whole idea of AI is it takes art from already existing art. So and it's letting the machine do all the work. I would still consider it art. Art. Um, it doesn't mean it's good art or bad art. It's just art. But it's the machine doing most of the work, right? Um, so there's a part of me that finds value in the effort in for art, which is interesting because back in what was it, 70s, Warhol, Warhol, Warhol brought about. Well, I guess it wasn't just Warhol, but a lot of the contemporary artists brought about this thing of removing hard work from art, uh, and it was still art. But I guess I'm trying to think. I guess the point is, even though it was removing hard work, there was some level of personality put into that art, right? Um, Even for Warhol, the idea of creating art that's, you can replicate, or you can um, just delegate people to do the art for you, like a actual business. That was still Warhol-esque. That was still bringing about Warhol's personality into the art. Compared to now, AI art, there's no personality behind the AI artist. They're all kind of the same, despite possibly having a specific aesthetic in their art. It's very hard to really recognize a person behind the AI art, I think. And actually, I wanna point out that it was in contemporary artists that removed the effort. Actually, this goes back to Duchamp, Dada art, and what was it? Marquis of, no, not Marquis. I forgot her name. The Baroness, Baroness. And the urinal. I think a urinal is a very good a very good example, I guess, when discussing AI art. Because ready-mades are ready-made. I would even go to say that it's worse than AI art. Or, that's good. I think the production of ready-made is worse than AI art. Because AI art, you still add a prompt, I guess. But then, I guess the difference here is ready-made, although it challenges how much effort you put it into art, it also challenged what can be art. Those still a conceptual level where it changes a non-artistic object into art, and somehow it, I would say, somehow brought about a level of aesthetic, like the urinal, by kind of turning it and then having the sign. There is a sort of aesthetic to it, that makes it artistic. When it wasn't that before. The piss Jesus, urinal Jesus, I don't remember. It's conceptual. It's sacrilegious. There's something to it. The whole point of Dada is to destroy the aura, but there was aura even then. But I guess the issue compared to Dada with AI art is that an AI artist isn't bringing non-artistic thing into art, right? It's already art. No, it's already art. Yeah, it's already art. They are producing art with a machine. So there isn't much creativity involved. Maybe that's what it is. But the thing is, like, I haven't made AI. I haven't tried to be an AI artist personally. So I can't really say how much creative effort is put into that. But it just seems like maybe it's less to do with the labor of producing art, but the amount of creativity that gets put into creating AI art is where it's lacking, I think. Possibly. It's really hard to say. Because then I think about other art. Not fine art, but like art on Twitter. Like porn art and stuff. They were never criticized. I guess their their purpose was a bit different, but I guess living room art, elevator art, I don't think there was that much creative effort put into it. I guess a little more than AI. But that wasn't as criticized as AI, right? So it's kind of a difficult thing. Or maybe it's the idea that there's barely any creative effort put into it, but the product seems like there's a lot of creativity put into it, in a sense. Or it just the input and output is skewed. That because some AI art is like mid, but like the AI art I saw on Instagram, the cyberpunk AI art, it was very cool, and it's very well. It's very, what's the word? It's very well. I'm thinking furbish, but not furbish. Like, it's clean. I want to say it's clean. You know. So then, I would also think about like there's a level of consistency and cleanness to the AR. So I wonder like how much effort's actually put into do that, or is it very easy as sticking to one AI and keeping a prompt, or maybe there's like a way to have a collection of saved, or like an AI that saves what the artist likes, so it replicates a similar aesthetic. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. But yeah, it's a weird, yeah, it's really weird. I think a lot of the hate is also its novelty, right? It's new technology. And it hasn't normalized yet. Well, it hasn't normalized yet, but those Instagram accounts with AI, there were like thousands and thousands of followers. So it's interesting to see that, there are a lot of people that just don't care about this discourse. And which, going back to this YouTube video, they were criticizing this lo-fi video because it had a playlist of just a bunch of AI music, apparently. And then one of the comment was, good music is good music. And that's a really interesting point, because people will argue, but they should label it as AI if it's AI made. And, I don't know where I'm going with this, but I think it's interesting that people desire to know if art is made with AI. It's a really good question of if you don't know if you don't know how it's made, why does it really matter? A lot of the AI sunlight blinding. A lot of the art made by AI is very aestheticist. There's no conceptual level behind it. So then, why do you really need to know the backstage of that art, if it's only for the eye? And that's a really interesting thing I was thinking about. What's the point? If it's something more conceptual, something that has quality because of the creativity of the artist. I think saying it was actually AI that came up with that concept, it seems disingenuous. But I guess there's still creativity in the aesthetic, right? And maybe that's why people. But then once again, there's a lot of art out there which doesn't use AI, but is not creative at all. So it's a weird place. Or maybe it's pressing enough wrong buttons, which is not having much creativity, not having much effort, novelty of the technology, the skewed output compared to the input, the stealing of already existing art, which I still think it's similar to inspiration. A lot of the artists out there, when it's supposed to be something new, a lot of times it's very similar to already existing art. So it's very hard to, say how much is copying, how much is inspiration. And you look at, I forgot, there's like a very specific scale in pop music, like APT, the chorus is something that is very familiar, because a lot of songs, I forgot the other songs, but a lot of songs use that same scale. I can't sing, but so we do kind of copy each other, or we don't really push the envelope, with creativity a lot of times. But then I honestly still feel that resentment towards AI a little. So it's really hard to say why, Or I guess these pop music that copy each other don't press the other buttons. Maybe just AI pressing too many buttons. Maybe but that's it. But yeah. I don't know. It's just something I thought. And it was also a video that I came across that I didn't know it was AI. And they didn't label it as AI. So part of me felt cheated, I guess. And I don't know what to make. I think maybe it's more to do with ourselves, that if AI is kind of like a fake art, I guess we put a value in art because it's man-made. But if a machine just made it by just mixing and matching, it takes away, I guess, the spirit that resides in art. But then, if we don't recognize the lack of spirit and we like it, that's like saying we are, or maybe that's like saying art never had a spirit to begin with, or art, or that we don't have the eye to recognize a spirit, possibly. I think there's a level of romanticization with art, right? That it goes beyond something just material. It transcends its material, right? Even if it's not avant-garde or contemporary, you know, even like Renaissance or neoclassical, all the classical art. I don't know what they're like, Rococo, all that. They use material to create something out of it that nature couldn't have created. And there's that transcendatory element that is very human and kind of represents the humanness, the human representation. AI is not human, but the fact that we end up recognizing that transcension in AI art kind of destroys that humanness we saw. That something that's not human can do the same thing. I think that's what it is. I think at the end of the day, that's what it is. I think I'm coming to somewhere, which I already kind of said, but I think it is the spirit that resides in art, which I want to say it's almost like aura, or maybe it is aura. Oh, it's connected to aura, because knowing the artist behind the art adds to the aura, right? So in the same sense, I think knowing that someone created that art creates an aura, I think. And that it's the, maybe it's like religion, something spiritual, I would say. I guess something spiritual that I didn't even recognize because I thought I'd become very non-spiritual after taking truffles. But maybe I still seek or experience spirituality through art. And AI is basically saying no, there isn't spirituality in art. Just like an AI, humans do mix and match their memory and inspirations to produce something that's new, when really it is only a mix and match of pre-existing stuff. And it just kills a little bit of our spirituality. You know? I think that's it. That's why I feel betrayed when they don't say it's AI art when it was AI. Because I think it's looking at a mirror that, you know, we're not looking at a mirror and seeing another machine. And we are designed through society, through, I think, our biology, to experience and believe that we are not just a machine, that we have, even if you're not religious, there's a sense of soul, there's a sense of, what's the ahamkara, the sense of yourself, and something about you that's not just your body and your mind, something that can experience and provide experience, something that can share and recognize other humans, but other humans as their own souls. Something that's complex, something that's one. Although I always think we're not really one, we're just a complex network of cells communicating with each other and neurons communicating with each other in a way to create the sensation that you are a entity, when really it's just not really a thing. But AI kind of deconstructs all that. It says, no, you are not a cog in a machine, but you are a machine with cogs. And those cogs create this delusion that you are more than just a machine. And that's it. I think there's an element of disgust when you feel emotion through AI art. You're sharing something that is supposed to be between humans, but it's with a machine. But that is very representative of the current era, right? People people are stuck to their phone. I'm talking to a camera with no one on the other side. We have become so interconnected with screen technology. The thing is, we have always been, having a technology as our medium, but I think has become either more apparent or more present of the medium, and more dependent, I guess. And it just seems like, I don't think that's for everyone, but people like me also. There's always a technology in between the people. Almost always. And people seek emotional support from AI as well. I don't think it's like that. Just we are starting to, I don't know, just technology used to be like an extension of us. I guess it is our reality, but now we're kind of, the distinction between the medium and ourselves is becoming more blurred. And we're slowly recognizing that we're less of a human, more of a machine. A human is just a fancy word for a machine. Or at least maybe the zeitgeist doesn't really recognize that. But we recognize that the machine is becoming more closer to a human. And it's interesting to see how it's going to go next. I'm getting hungry. Okay. Well, that's it. I'll probably make another video in next month.